My sister posted my medical bill like it was a meme, full name, real numbers. Captioned, "She's dramatic." My phone buzzed like a hospital alarm. Except this time, the emergency was my reputation. She thought I'd crumble from the comments. She didn't realize I was already collecting receipts. The invoice slapped against the counter like a sentence, stapled at the top, pale blue ink, edges slightly curled like they'd been printed hours ago and left in a warm tray. The billing clerk didn't look up, just slid the paper toward me like a checkout receipt. I barely blinked. My wristband itched under the sleeve of my sweatshirt. My left foot tapped unconsciously against the linoleum, which was just slightly too slick. The room smelled like hand sanitizer and plastic gloves, cold, clinical. Somewhere behind me, someone coughed. But then, my phone buzzed. Again. Then again. Then 7 more times. Buzz. 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 It was the same sound that had startled me awake when the ER nurse adjusted the IV 2 nights ago. I looked down. My lock screen was a blur of notifications, Instagram mentions, tagged posts, group chat messages blinking across the top bar. I thought something had happened. Maybe a friend in trouble. Maybe bad news from my boss. Then one text cut through them all. "Is this you?" Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let us know where you're listening from in the comments. My name is Callie. I'm 25 years old, and this is what really happened. It was me. I tapped the link. It opened to my sister's Instagram story, already 18 hours old. A screen-captured image of my medical bill, my full name, Callie Jordan. At the name of the urgent care clinic, the date, the amount owed, diagnosis code blurred just enough to spark curiosity, but still visible enough for anyone who knew ICD-10 to Google. Caption: "She's dramatic." Underneath, laughing emojis. A poll. Would you go to the ER for this? Options: yes, I'm weak, or no, I'm normal. The votes were pouring in. So were the views. At that point, 78,000 and rising. I sat back in the plastic waiting room chair, hands trembling. The invoice was still in my lap. The same one she'd posted, without asking, without warning, without care. The same paper I hadn't even processed yet. I didn't even know the total when she posted it. It was the first time in my life I felt like a meme, like I was content, not a person, just a punchline wrapped in a barcode and billing code. I refreshed. But the story was still up, now with reposts, screenshots, reaction videos. I opened TikTok. Someone had stitched it already. POV, your sister fakes a medical emergency for attention. That voiceover. Then another girl I didn't recognize. She really said, "Let me spend $800 to feel special." The comment sections were firestorms, laughing, theories, some calling me soft, some calling me attention-starved, a few asking if the code meant I had something contagious. One guy said, "Bet it was just anxiety, lol." It wasn't. But even if it was, it didn't matter. This was my private life, my body, my name. I tried calling her. 3 rings. Then she answered like she was in the middle of a party. "Callie," she said, too cheerful. "What's up?" I didn't say anything right away. I wanted to hear her breathe. And I wanted to know if she felt any guilt at all. She didn't. "I just saw your post," I said finally. My voice cracked a little on post. She laughed. "Oh my God, you're not mad, are you?" "Sophia," I said. "That had my full name on it, my medical info." "You're being dramatic," she said. "Exactly what you wrote," I said quietly. "Oh, come on. You're trending. It's hilarious. People love it." "It's a violation," she scoffed. "It's a story. You didn't even say what was wrong with you. No one knows anything." "But it's me, Sophia. It's my bill, my diagnosis, and you're monetizing it." There was a pause, then a smug little chuckle. "It's getting me followers," she said. "Just breathe." I didn't say anything. She hung up. I stared at the screen until the light dimmed and died. Then I looked down at the invoice again. There it was, my legal name, account number, partial address, provider name, and clinic branch. I remembered what the ER nurse said. Always keep your documents secure. People can use this stuff to steal your identity. And my sister had posted it like a meme, like it was hers to joke about. I heard the buzz again. Another notification. Another share. Another person laughing at me online, before I'd even had the chance to understand the numbers printed on that cursed paper. I folded the bill carefully. The edges still felt sharp in my hands, like a paper cut that hadn't broken skin yet, but was going to bleed soon. The first thing I did was screen record everything. Her story, the poll, the comments, the viewer count, her username, the timestamp. I filmed my phone from another phone, just in case the app glitched or she deleted it before it saved. I made folders. I backed it up. 2 drives, cloud and physical, labeled the files by date. Buzz, another tag. Buzz, another repost, a clip of her story set to audio from a crying baby. I watched as someone zoomed into my name, paused it, then exaggerated a fake gasp. "Callie girl, you're famous now." My stomach twisted. It wasn't just my name on that paper. It was my life, my body, my choices. Buzz, buzz. My phone wouldn't stop. The same sound from the hospital, that artificial vibration that shook the bedside tray every time a nurse texted or an alarm went off. Now it followed me home, into my apartment, onto my pillow. I muted all my notifications. Then I started searching. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram Reels, reposts, duets, Stitch videos with her voice mimicked by strangers. People lip-syncing to her words, using my personal moment as a trending sound. Every one of them was a knife. Quick, casual, smiling. "She's dramatic." Some made fun of the price, some of the diagnosis guesswork. One girl said, "I'd fake a panic attack too if it got me this much clout." Panic attack. That's what they thought. No one even knew what the code meant. And that's exactly how she wanted it. The diagnosis wasn't even the point anymore. It was spectacle. It was content. I tried to breathe. I tried to just breathe. But the buzz returned, like a low hum under my skin. I didn't even know half the people tagging me. One was a girl from my freshman dorm. We hadn't spoken since sophomore year, and now she was in the comments saying, "LOL classic Callie. Always needed a spotlight." I opened my group chats. One of my coworkers had messaged, "Wait, is this actually you?" And then a screenshot. She'd found the post on Reddit. Reddit. With a thread titled, "How far would your sibling go for attention?" Someone had cross-posted the story and included theories in the comments. One person suggested I was faking a disorder. Another called it mental illness cosplay. It was more than viral now. It was narrative. I called Sophia again, straight to voicemail. I texted, "Take it down, you're crossing a line." She replied, "Relax, it's not that deep." I stared at that line for so long I stopped blinking. Then I copied it. I pasted it into a doc. I titled the doc, "Digital Timeline, Harassment and Privacy Violation, Callie Jordan." That was the moment I stopped reacting and started building a case. I went back through every one of her posts from the last week. Every caption, every emoji, every comment she replied to with a wink or a laughing face. She wasn't embarrassed. She was proud. She was calling me dramatic publicly while privately replying to people asking, "Y'all want a story time?" with, "Stay tuned." I added those too. Screenshots, links, timestamps. Even the ones that got deleted within minutes, I had them. Everything she tried to undo only made my archive more powerful. Then she posted again. Another story. Same photo, same bill. But now with a TikTok filter that distorted the image slightly. And a new caption. "Look who can't take a joke." I could hear the laughter in her voice as if she were narrating it. But what chilled me most, she tagged a brand. At a small skincare company she'd just become an ambassador for. She was using my trauma to promote a discount code. I stared at the handle, clicked it. They had just reposted her story with a heart emoji. That was the moment I felt my lungs collapse a little, because now, this wasn't just mockery, it was monetized. She was turning my body, my pain, into profit. My chest was tight again. I felt like I was back in that ER bed. Fluorescent lights humming above me. A curtain drawn half open. Doctors whispering just outside. Buzz. Buzz. Another tag. Another joke. I turned off my Wi-Fi. Sat in silence. I tried to count the seconds between the buzzes, like breathing exercises from therapy. But even in that silence, the phantom vibrations haunted me. I knew what I had to do next, but I wasn't ready to admit it yet. And so I stared at the bill again. The edge had bent from being handled too much. That corner, once crisp, now curved like it had lost its sharpness. But I hadn't. Not anymore. The next morning, someone made a joke at work. Not cruel, not loud, just a passing dig. I was walking past the break room when I heard, "Careful, don't be dramatic. Callie might invoice you," followed by light chuckles. My throat went dry. I didn't stop walking. By the time I sat at my desk, my hands were trembling. I opened my inbox. A student intern had sent me a meme. Someone had photoshopped my bill onto a movie poster. The title, Callie, the ER Experience. Subtitle, Coming to a Clinic Near You. I didn't respond. I didn't laugh. I just forwarded it to my personal email and filed it under evidence. The group chat with my cousins was blowing up too. And half of them thought it was funny. The other half just didn't want to take sides. My aunt commented on the original post with, "Classic sisters." I was drowning. The shame wasn't just online anymore. It was leaking into my everyday life. People at the pharmacy paused when they read my name. The receptionist at my therapist's office asked, "Everything okay at home?" I could feel it. The slow turning of heads, the hesitation in conversations, the quiet assessment. Was I overreacting? Was I unstable? Sophia was winning, because the more she joked, the more I looked like the problem. Until Marissa texted me. Marissa's the kind of friend who doesn't speak unless she means it. She and I weren't even close anymore. But I guess she'd been following the story unfold. She messaged one line, "This is illegal level wrong." Not just cruel, illegal. I sat with that line for a long time. It cracked something open, because I hadn't thought in legal terms, just emotional ones. Shame, anger, betrayal. But now, structure. I reopened my document, started organizing the evidence by category. Section 1, original post, date posted, caption, view count at screenshot, image with visible identifying info. Section 2, reposts plus commentary, TikTok duets, Instagram reels, Twitter screenshots, Reddit threads. Section 3, direct harassment, memes, messages, workplace incident, known family responses. Section 4, monetization attempt, brand tagged, affiliate code present, skincare page, comment screenshot. It felt like assembling a case file, not to punish, yet, but to reclaim reality, because Sophia was curating a version of me for strangers to mock. And a caricature, a desperate girl chasing sympathy. She'd always had that streak, turning people into characters to entertain herself, but this was different. This was me, exposed, and I hadn't given permission. Later that night, I checked her profile again. She'd posted another story. This time, it was a boomerang of her holding up a Starbucks cup with her name on it. Not hers, my name. Ordered under Callie today felt cute. She knew what she was doing. She was making herself the center of the storm she created. And she was thriving. I stared at the screen. My apartment was dark except for the glow of the TV I hadn't turned off. Some old rom-com looping in the background. The popcorn had gone cold. I muted the TV. Silence. Then, buzz, buzz. The phantom sound again. Even when I muted notifications, I still felt it, like a second heartbeat. But this time it wasn't my phone. It was my laptop. Someone had emailed me through my blog contact form. A stranger. Subject line, just FYI, your sister's selling the joke. Inside, a screenshot of her pinned comment under a TikTok post. Y'all keep asking, so yes, merch coming soon #dramatic. She was branding it, turning my medical trauma into a hashtag line. I didn't reply to the stranger. I didn't even scream. I just sat there, breathing. Because I finally understood something. She wasn't just being petty. She was building something. A brand. A following. And I was her raw material. Her dramatic sister. Her punchline. Her leverage. No more. I pulled the hospital invoice from my bag, ran my fingers across the top edge. Still sharp. It was still the same piece of paper she used to humiliate me. Now it would become my weapon. Quiet, legal, final. I started by locking everything down. Bank apps, two-factor authentication on. Credit accounts, frozen. Social, everything private. I even wiped old posts. Anything with location tags, family photos, mail in the background. Gone. My first real fear wasn't even the jokes. It was identity theft. Because Sophia hadn't just posted an image, she'd posted a document with my full legal name. Clinic, address region, statement ID partially visible. That could have been enough for a scammer. And Sophia? She thought it was a meme. I reported the post again, this time to the platform's privacy and safety department. I selected every tag. Includes personal info. Potential identity exposure. Medical data shared without consent. Then I added a note. This is not a joke. This is a real medical invoice. I am the person named in the post. But even that didn't feel like enough. So I called the billing office. Urgent care downtown, how can I help you? My name is Callie Jordan. I was in your clinic 4 days ago. I have a privacy concern. The woman on the other end was polite. Too polite. I could hear her flipping through a digital log. Can you confirm your date of birth and the last 4 digits of your billing ID? I did. Then I asked the real question. Can you tell me exactly what information appears on the invoice you sent me? She read it out loud. Name, service date, clinic branch, diagnosis code, amount, account number, partial. A insurance flag. Itemized breakdown, just like the one in Sophia's post. Did anyone other than me request a copy of this bill? I asked. Not on file, she said. But if someone had access to your patient portal or your mail, I cut her off. I never gave anyone access to either. She paused, then carefully said, we take privacy very seriously. If you believe someone accessed your personal health information without permission, you may want to file a formal HIPAA complaint or speak to legal counsel. HIPAA. The word echoed. It sounded cold, clinical, but powerful. I wrote it down in bold in my document. Then I asked something I hadn't thought of until that moment. Do you track portal logins? Yes, she said. Would it show if someone logged in from a different IP? It should, she said. But you'd need to request that in writing, and possibly involve legal if it becomes a security breach. A security breach, because of my sister. I hung up, wrote everything down, timeline, call details, HIPAA mention, new section in the doc, potential unauthorized access. Then I looked at the image again. The lighting, the shadows, the angle. It didn't look like a phone snap of a crumpled bill. It looked staged, well-lit, flat-lay aesthetic, styled with a neutral background and a skincare bottle just out of focus, like it was meant to feel relatable. Aesthetic, even. Like trauma, but make it content. This wasn't an accident, she'd planned it. That realization washed over me like cold water. She hadn't impulsively grabbed a photo and posted it in a moment of bad judgment. She'd curated it, composed it. I picked a filter, wrote a caption, posted a poll, and then watched it climb. I could smell it now. Literally. I'd gone to her place once, weeks ago, to drop off a charger she'd left at mine. She'd been editing photos on her laptop, desk cluttered with iced coffee cans and a half-eaten protein bar. The apartment reeked of sugar-free energy drink and old makeup remover. I hated that smell, that blend of hustle and neglect, of pretending everything was an aesthetic grind while being fueled by nothing but chemicals and caffeine. That same sterile fake scent was in my nose now, just from the memory. The smell of disrespect, the smell of her, and now it was clinging to me, because I'd become part of her brand without agreeing to be. I looked at the file again, my name, my body, my story, turned into her feed post. But I wasn't just going to report it, I was going to trace it. I went to the mailbox with gloves on, not literal ones, but emotional, like everything I touched might sting. It was late afternoon. The sun was already slipping behind the rooftops, casting that golden, too soft light that made everything feel nostalgic, even the things that shouldn't, like a metal mailbox swinging open too easily. Inside, a few grocery coupons, a real estate flyer, and a thick envelope from my insurance company. It had been opened, not fully torn, but the flap had been tucked back in sloppily, like someone didn't know how to reseal it. I stared at it, then at my door. I lived alone, and I didn't check my mail every day. But Sophia had been here 3 times over the past month, once to borrow a black dress, and once to bring over a leftover pie from Mom's Thanksgiving, and once, 2 weeks ago, because she said she'd help me get organized. She'd laughed while stacking envelopes, saying, "You're gonna lose your identity with this chaos." I thought she was being helpful. Now I realized she was shopping, not for shoes, for content. I dug through my folder bin, the one she offered to sort that day. I found a gap, one statement missing. The urgent care envelope, gone. The very bill she'd posted. I sat on the floor, papers around me like fallen leaves, and felt the air shift. This wasn't a slip-up. It was intentional. I called her. She didn't answer. So I texted, "We need to talk. Be honest this time." She replied with a voice note, her voice chipper. "Ugh, not this again. What now? Did someone tag you in another meme?" A giggle. "So it's not that deep, Callie." I responded with one line. "How did you get the bill?" 10 minutes, no reply. Then a text bubble popped up, paused, disappeared, popped up again. Finally. "You showed me, remember? It was on the counter." Except it wasn't. I never left that bill out. It had been inside the insurance envelope from the start. I replied, "You said Mom sent it to you." She read it, didn't answer. Then 10 minutes later, "Okay, whatever, maybe I saw it while I was helping you. You're making this weirder than it is." So that was the third version. First I showed her. Then, Mom mailed it. Now, it was just laying around. She didn't know what I knew, that I tracked everything now, that I had receipts, not just the paper ones, the digital ones. I opened my journal, wrote, December 8th, Sophia visits. Bet insists on organizing. I say no, she does it anyway. Mail bin touched. December 9th, receives brand offer per her post history. December 10th, posts photo of the bill. I remembered something else. When she posted that photo, it wasn't even crumpled. It was flat, pressed, no shadows or folds, like she'd taken it fresh. That meant she'd stored it somewhere, carefully, like a prop. I opened her TikTok again, scrolled back, looked for background clues. There it was. In a mirror selfie she posted the day before the dramatic caption went viral. My bill. On her desk. Folded next to a ring light. I zoomed in. My name wasn't visible, but the logo of the clinic was. She'd had it, for days, used it as a setup. I closed my laptop. Heart steady now. Because denial was over. This wasn't about misunderstanding. It wasn't about sibling teasing. It was about control. She thought I was soft, that I'd just absorb the embarrassment, that I'd crumble from shame. But shame is only powerful when it's private, and she made mine public, which meant I had nothing left to hide, just evidence. I wrote one final note for the night. She turned my diagnosis into a joke. I'll turn her joke into a record. I didn't scream. I didn't post a video. I didn't make a thread. I opened a browser and searched local legal aid privacy violation. That was Monday. By Wednesday, I had a 30-minute consult booked with a woman named Andrea Heller, associate attorney mid-30s, based out of an office suite next to a strip mall insurance agency. She took the call over Zoom. No frills, just a calm, clipped voice and a lined legal pad. I told her everything. It not dramatically, just factually. She didn't interrupt once, just kept writing. Then she asked one question. Do you have the post saved? I clicked my screen, shared the folder, /CASE, Jordan, medical post. She skimmed through silently. I could see her reading the caption, the comment count, the brand tag. Then she said, this isn't just tasteless, it's layered, defamation adjacent, potential HIPAA overlap depending on how she got it. And if she monetized it, well, we're now in commercial territory. I felt my stomach clench. Then she added, you have receipts. That's more than most. I hadn't realized how good it would feel to hear that out loud. That I wasn't just being emotional, that I had a case. She walked me through next steps. Formal takedown request. In writing, preservation demand. Tell Sophia not to delete further content. Platform-level privacy complaints. Cite personal medical exposure. If no cooperation, escalate, cease, and desist. Andrea offered to draft a letter. Not full representation yet, just pre-litigation contact. I agreed. By 4 p.m., I had a PDF in my inbox. It was professional, cold, exact. Unauthorized publication of private medical information to Sophia Jordan. This notice is to demand immediate removal of all posted content referencing or displaying Callie Jordan's medical documents. This content contains personal identifying information and may constitute privacy violations, including potential liability under applicable state laws. The email subject line was, Legal Notice. Action required. I didn't send it yet. First, then I texted Sophia directly. Remove every post, image, and reference to my medical visit. Confirm in writing that it's deleted and will not be reposted. She read it. No reply. I waited. Then sent the PDF version of the letter. 5 minutes later. You're seriously lawyering up over a meme? I didn't reply. 5 minutes after that. Wow, can't wait for your TED Talk on victimhood. Perfect. I added both to the folder. Titled it, Uncooperative Responses, December 13th. Then I went to the platform and filed a formal complaint. This time, I didn't use the regular report button. I went deep, contacted their privacy division via the business email listed in the policy page footer. Attached proof. Screenshots of the post. My ID, with address blurred. A notarized statement verifying I was the individual in the post. The letter from Andrea subject line. Urgent. Unauthorized medical info shared. Identity verified. I clicked send. Buzz. A comment under the original post, this time from a brand page. A small hair supplement company I recognized. They replied with a laughing emoji. Then this. Gotta love family drama. Use code SOPHIE20 for 20% off. I felt sick. It was real now. Corporate. Not just clout. Cash. My sister wasn't just collecting views, she was profiting. And the brands? They didn't care. Not yet. Because they only see numbers. Engagement. Not ethics. But that was about to change. Because I had two weapons she underestimated. 1, receipts. 2, restraint. as I wasn't going to scream into the void. I was going to knock on the system's door and show them what she'd really done. I baited her carefully. No threats, no outrage, just one text. If you're monetizing this, just tell me. We'll handle it directly. She responded within 2 minutes. LOL, what does that even mean? I replied. If it's for brand deals or traffic boosts, I just need to confirm before filing anything formal. Then I waited. 30 minutes later, she sent a voice note. I pressed play. Her voice was breezy, confident. Honestly, you're making this more complicated than it needs to be. It's literally a joke. And yeah, if brands notice, that's just how the game works. I'm at like 48,000 now, so maybe I will do a story time. Just don't be salty if I blow up. I forwarded the file to my legal folder. I labeled it Verbal Admission, Monetization Intent. Then I opened the analytics. Her post had crossed 120,000 views on TikTok. That meant duets, shares, reactions. But I wasn't interested in the viral copies. I wanted the original. The post that started the damage, the source file. I took a screenshot of her handle, timestamp, post ID. I right-clicked and saved the HTML file locally. That way, even if it vanished later, I had digital proof. Then I mapped it. Platform 1. Original post. Her TikTok platform 2. Her Instagram story, linked with poll platform 3. Reddit repost. User, throwaway drama sister. Platform 4. Twitter thread, quote tweeting the TikTok platform 5. Facebook meme page I made a chart. Labeled each as direct, repost, remix, monetized, brand attached. I felt like a prosecutor prepping an exhibit board. But it wasn't revenge. It was reconstruction. Of my own name. Buzz. The platform finally responded to my report. Subject: Privacy violation inquiry. Additional verification needed. The message was robotic, but clear. Please confirm you are the individual named in the post. Include official ID, supporting evidence, and a clear explanation of the impact of the content. I froze. They needed me to prove who I was, but safely. I couldn't just upload my full driver's license, so I redacted the address, left the name, attached a signed affidavit. I included a selfie holding the document, a notarized statement from Andrea, side-by-side images of the post and the original paper bill, screenshots of the energy drink on her desk beside the bill days before posting. Subject line: Identity verified. Privacy violation of Callie Jordan. I hit send. Then I texted Sophia again. This is the last time I'll ask nicely. Remove the content, all of it. Confirm in writing. No reply. But she did post on Close Friends. A screenshot of my message with the caption, "She really thinks I'm scared." And then, like she couldn't help herself, she followed it up with a selfie, holding her phone, with follower count in focus, 49.7 thousand. Then this caption, "New story time coming soon." She thought she was untouchable, that I was still playing the emotional game. But I was already playing by the rules of the institution she depended on, and the one thing I knew, platforms, lawyers, brands, none of them liked getting caught holding a bag of legal risk, especially not with screenshots attached. The reply came at 3:14 p.m. from the platform's legal department. Your identity has been verified. Content review is underway. Please allow 3 to 5 business days for outcome notification. Additional escalation may be required if the content has been monetized or syndicated externally. I reread that last part. Monetized or syndicated externally. That meant brand collabs, cross-posted content, exactly what Sophia had been chasing. The moment I saw that phrase, I emailed Andrea again. Use subject line. Next steps. Monetization. Confirmed. Attached. Sophia's voice note bragging. Screenshots of tagged brands. Platform response email. My compiled spread map of the post, Andrea called me within the hour. Let's move forward, she said. She's exploiting private data for commercial gain. That opens new doors. By 6 p.m., a second letter went out, this time to Sophia and the two brands she'd tagged: polite, corporate, ruthless. It included phrases like unauthorized use of personal medical information for promotional purposes, violation of platform guidelines and potential breach of FTC endorsement regulations, formal request for content takedown and brand disassociation. Sophia's silence was instant. No story times, no memes, no new posts for 24 hours. Then my aunt texted me, "What's going on with you two? Sophia's freaking out." Good. Because this wasn't just about content anymore. It was about consequences. I took it a step further. Looked up the name of the PR contact listed on the brand's website. Sent a brief, clean note. I'm reaching out regarding a sponsored post involving my private medical information, shared without consent. Please see attached summary. I didn't demand anything, just let them connect the dots. By the next day, Sophia's follower count was stuck. No new likes, comments slowed. Then one disappeared altogether. The skincare brand had quietly untagged itself from her post. I checked the Wayback Machine. Screenshot confirmed they'd originally commented with a laughing emoji. But now? Gone. I called that a win. Until Sophia texted, out of nowhere, "You're ruining everything I built." I didn't respond. She sent another. "This was my chance, Callie. I was about to get verified." Then she called. I let it ring. But the voicemail she left, I'll never forget it. Her voice cracked halfway through. "You're blowing this up for no reason. People joke about stuff all the time. I didn't mean to hurt you. But if you come for me again, I swear I'll post the rest. You know what I have." The rest. That's what broke me. I sat there holding the phone like it was about to detonate. She had more. More than the bill. More than the jokes. More than I'd ever imagined someone keeping in their content vault. I pressed play again. "If you come for me again, I swear I'll post the rest." That was threat. On record. I saved the file, labeled it retaliation threat, December 16th. Then I sent it to Andrea. Her response? "Yeah, this escalates to coercion. We'll attach this to the official complaint." We weren't just playing defense now. We were pressing forward. I updated my timeline document, re-added the brands, and then, for the first time, I called someone at Sophia's school. She was in a grad program, communications, ironically. I'd avoided that step, but now she was threatening to expose more. I asked the program administrator one question. Is there a code of conduct regarding online behavior, especially regarding identifiable harassment or doxing? They said yes, and they asked if I had documentation. I emailed them, all of it, with one line: "This is what she's done. She's still threatening to do more." They didn't reply immediately, but I didn't need them to, because that was the moment the pressure points clicked into place. Sophia had called me dramatic to dismiss me, but now the platforms saw it, the brand saw it, her school saw it, and soon the world would see it too. I didn't scream when I typed it. I just breathed in, exhaled, and sent the text. "Please confirm. You are in possession of additional private medical documents belonging to me, and you intend to publish them." No emojis, no bait, just legal clarity. She read it within 90 seconds, no response for 3 minutes. Then, "You're twisting this. It's not like that." Followed by, "You seriously want me to say it in writing so you can use it against me?" That was all I needed. She'd just admitted two things: that there was more, that she knew using it could get her in trouble. Yeah, and I added it to the file under implied threat plus defensive admission. December 17th. Andrea sent the final cease and desist by noon. Certified mail, digital backup. That same day, we filed a formal takedown demand to the platform, now including multiple exhibits, audio recordings, and timeline documentation. But it didn't stop there, because now the brands responded, two of them. First, subject, urgent complaint, unauthorized data use. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We were unaware the post involved private medical information. The partnership has been terminated. Second brand, shorter. We've removed all tagged content and ended our campaign with the creator. The content started vanishing. TikToks, gone. Instagram stories, wiped. Even her dramatic poll disappeared from archives. Why, the page that once laughed at me was now quiet, but I wasn't. Because this wasn't revenge, it was restoration. That night, the platform sent another email. Following a full investigation, the content in question has been removed for privacy violations. Multiple reposts have also been flagged and taken down. I stared at that sentence. The content in question. It wasn't me anymore. It was hers. She was the violator. I was the complaint that stuck. But she wasn't done lashing out, because bullies don't go down gracefully. She posted one last story on her burner account. A blurry selfie, red eyes, no filter. Caption: She's ruining my life. I made one joke. Now I'm losing everything. The replies were split. Some said, "You went too far." Others still laughed. "She's still being dramatic." But I didn't reply. And I didn't post anything. I just updated my document again. Section title: The Fall, Emotional Narrative Flip Attempt. Because of course she'd try that. Victim turn, damage control. It's the influencer's last resort when the numbers go stale. But this wasn't about clout anymore. It was about character. And the world had seen hers. I didn't need to drag her. She did that herself. My final move? I had Andrea send a follow-up to her school's academic integrity board, with full attachments. The administrator confirmed receipt. "Thank you. This will be reviewed under our digital ethics code." That wasn't a guarantee, but it was momentum. By Friday, Sophia was down 4,000 followers, 2 sponsorships pulled. Oh, and a now archived story that still floated around Reddit, but this time with a new title. Girl posts sister's medical bill, gets sued and dropped by brands, Reddit calls it. Top comment: That's not dramatic. That's justice. I printed it, saved it in the folder. The takedowns came in waves. By Tuesday morning, nearly every major repost had been scrubbed from public view. TikTok removed the original video due to privacy violations. Instagram flagged 3 clips as harassment. Reddit locked the thread. It was quiet. For the first time in 2 weeks, my phone didn't buzz with strangers laughing at me. I didn't cry. I just stood at the kitchen counter, a mug of coffee cooling between my palms, and breathed in silence like medicine. Then the final message came. Not from Sophia, from the platform's trust and safety team. By following a complete review, the originating account has been issued a formal warning. Repeat violations may result in restriction or suspension. It wasn't jail, but it was a line, drawn officially, legally, digitally. Sophia didn't post for days after that. No story times, no selfies. Her follower count froze. Then it dipped. Then plummeted. Down 6,000. Down 10K. Influencer pages stopped tagging her. One quietly removed her from a collab list. And then she made the final move. A Notes app apology, posted to her story. I never meant to hurt anyone, especially not my sister. I understand now that what I posted was a violation of her privacy. I've taken it down and won't speak on it again. Please respect both our spaces as we move forward. No mention of the brands, no admission about the threats. Just vague guilt wrapped in PR-safe language. But I screenshotted it anyway. Because this time, she called it what it was. A violation. I didn't reply. I didn't repost. I didn't thank her. I wasn't interested in forgiveness. I was interested in freedom. Freedom from being her character. Freedom from the label dramatic. the term she used to brand me for clout. She called me dramatic, so people would laugh. But she didn't expect me to document everything, to trace every tag, to verify every angle, to rebuild my name, not with rage, but with records. I closed the last folder on my laptop, encrypted the drive, deleted the temporary backups. Not because I was done, but because I was done needing them. I updated my social bios, removed links, tightened settings, filed the police report confirmation, and added the fraud monitoring service to my credit bureau profile. My accounts were clean, my name was safe, and my story was mine again. Some of the family stayed silent. Others sent messages. Sorry we didn't back you up sooner. I didn't know it was that serious. But I did. I always knew. Because I lived it. And now, so did everyone else. Because I made sure of it. I never posted a video. I never dragged her by name. I just walked through the right doors and brought the truth with me. And the most viral thing that came out of it wasn't the post. It was what she lost trying to shame me. Her credibility, her sponsors, her mask. She wanted attention, and she got it. But not the kind that grows brands, the kind that reveals character. And now I live quiet. My inbox is calm, my notifications stay off. But my boundaries? Never been louder. She called me dramatic to go viral, but the only thing that went viral in the end was what kind of person she really is. If you liked this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments.